Hey guys, Jalito here, and today we actually have a two-part video, and in the first part of this video we're going to be completely disassembling my current computer as you guys have seen here before. This is actually a little clown figurine that I found that I put in here instead of the frog. I like it, but you guys have seen it before, some cheap fans, nothing special. I'm actually changing it because this case of H510 has no front mesh, so it actually is choking off a lot of the airflow. As you can see, I've made my own cable ties here. Those are actually going to get changed out today as well. You guys are going to see. I'm really excited about that, but this is the case I've decided to go with. It's the 275R airflow from Corsair. I'm really excited. It has a mesh front and it has a mesh on top. It comes with 3 included fans. I'm really excited about it. It's very similar in design and has plenty of room. Oh, and did I mention I picked this up the other day too from EVGA. They had a sale. It's going in there. My girlfriend bought me this. I'm super excited. And yeah, this is today's video. I'm really ready about it. And don't forget to knock to a thermal paste. Alright, as you can see here, I've already disconnected the power supply cables from the graphics card, and I'm disconnecting the little bracket in the back. My case here has this little lifter here in case you wanted to vertical mount your GPU, and all I did was loosen that up so I can access the screws that actually mount the GPU to your case, and those just go on with a normal Phillips head screwdriver. Once you get it unscrewed and you click the bracket in the back, the graphics cards will just come right out. This is my EVGA RTX 3070 XE3 Ultra Gaming. And I'm going to be placing it in an electrostatic bag. And now, as you can see, I'm going ahead and starting to unplug all of the front panel connectors. I do so very carefully as those little pins are delicate and you don't want to break any. Remember to take a photo if you aren't familiar with the front panel of your motherboard. Here you can see me unplugging the USB connector from my motherboard. Be very gentle here, as these are known to rip out the entire socket from the motherboard. As you can see, I was actually struggling here for a little bit and had to use both hands to unplug it, but I eventually got it. After that, I continued to disconnect the 24-pin connector from my motherboard. And of course, if you have any SATA or hard drives, you're going to want to remove those plugs too. After that, of course, you're going to want to disconnect the 8-pin CPU connector. After that, we're done, and as you can see, I pull out my Zool toolkit that my lovely girlfriend purchased me. It comes with this wonderful, very knockoff-ish iFixit screwdriver that works great. I'm very excited to use it. I put the Phillips head attachment to it, and we can go ahead and start removing the motherboard screws. The magnetic tips included in the Zool toolkit are very useful when removing the motherboard screws, as they won't allow the tiny screws to fall into your case so you won't lose them. As you can see, I have now removed most of the motherboard screws. And now I'm just checking to see if there are any left. Once all the screws have been removed, you can easily just wiggle the motherboard out and it will simply come out. And once you pull it out, of course you don't want to place it directly onto your case like this, and that's why I am a strong advocate for keeping all the original stuff from boxes that come with your stuff, and that's why I still have the original bag from my motherboard. And now that that's done, we can finally pick up the case and get to working on taking off the cooler from my CPU. And we're going to go ahead and start by removing the power cable from the fan. And of course, with these AMD style bracket, we're going to just release the side lever and it should just come undone, and watch what happened to me here. It's actually quite funny. Did you see that? My CPU actually ripped out of its socket. I was terrified in this moment. I could not believe this. I thought that I actually had bent one of the pins in my new 5600X. As you can see here, nothing happened, thank the PC gods. So the way I got that off is I simply just wiggled my CPU off and it just slid right off. I don't know why it came like that, but it happened. Now that we have the cooler off, we have some 99% isopropyl rubbing alcohol and Q-tips. Once it's all off, make sure to clean up the sides. This is just a zoom in on my processor. After that, we're going to start by unscrewing the back panel of our case. I know, this might look like a mess to many of you, but, you know, since you don't see it, I don't care. The front of my case looked good, so it is what it is. We're going to go ahead and unscrew the power supply. If you have any jumbled up cables in the back of your case, make sure to pull those out if you can. Here you can see me removing my SSD. After that, just disconnect the SATA cable and the power cable. That's a Kingston drive. I got it off Amazon. It works pretty good. This is that DS fan hub. Once you can actually get your PSU out, if it's modular, disconnect all the cables from the back. A power supply is something you should never cheap out on. This is my Seasonic Focus PX750. It is 80 plus platinum rated. It also has a hybrid mode, and it's ran me great for the past couple months. After you remove your PSU, you can slowly start just removing all the cables that you have. Grab some scissors if you have any zip ties that you need to remove. This is the Molex connector that's connected to the fan hub. If you have any hard drives mounted to your case, be sure to remove them. This is actually a 3.5-inch 500 gigabyte hard drive that I happen to have just laying around the house that I threw in my computer. It's not bad, it's in pretty good condition. It's an old Seagate drive. Between the two drives in my computer, other than my operating system drive, I have a terabyte of storage. I plan on transferring over one fan and both LED strips from this case into my other case. So I'm going to remove the control hub from my old case so I can place it into my new case. These two cables here go to the front two fans that I plan on leaving in the case. And that cable there goes to the top exhaust fan that I'm also going to leave in the case. After that, you can just bundle all of these cables together and stick them back inside of your case. And that is it for today's video, guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in and hopefully staying until the end. And stay tuned for the next video because you guys are going to see me swapping all of my hardware over into the new case. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe.